Welcome back, deeply curious friends, to The Deep Dive. I am genuinely thrilled to have you join us for another journey into understanding.
It's great to be diving in again.
Today we're doing something, well, really special and incredibly timely, I think. This isn't just any deep dive. We're focusing our entire energy on a single potent source of insight.
A very specific one.
Exactly. It's the latest letter from the National Spiritual Assembly, the NSA, which, for the listeners maybe not fully familiar, is the national governing body of the Baha'i faith here in the United States.
That's right.
And this letter is written for the Feast of Kamál 2025. That's one of the Baha'i holy days, a time for community gathering, prayer, consultation. You know the feeling.
A really important time for reflection and connection.
It really is. And just reading through this letter, I mean, I felt these profound messages just kind of radiating from it. And I'm really excited to share this with you.
And it truly is a pivotal document. This particular letter from the NSA offers not just, timely guidance, but also a remarkably clear vision for this moment right now. It synthesizes so much of what the Baha'i community worldwide has been striving towards. It's more than just a snapshot of progress. It feels like a powerful beacon, really illuminating the path forward right here, right now, in 2025.
That clarifies it beautifully. So, okay, what's our mission today? It's simple, really, but deeply important. We're going to meticulously unpack every layer of meaning and purpose within this NSA letter.
Get right into the heart of it.
Yes. We'll relate its insights to the current global landscape and, crucially, to the broader context of what it truly means to be a Baha'i today, a follower of the Baha'i faith, that global religion founded on, well, the unity of God, unity of religions, and unity of humankind.
And our aim, really, is to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge from this communication, connect the dots between its principles and how they actually work in practice.
Right, the practical side.
Exactly. And ultimately help you, the listener, understand the profound implications these words hold for your own lives and your communities. Think of it maybe as a shortcut to being well-informed about the NSA's latest guidance.
I love that. A shortcut, but a deep one.
Offering perspectives and hopefully some surprising insights you might not have considered just reading it alone.
It's going to be a journey of discovery, I think, filled with powerful truths from the reports they cite and, just enough shared appreciation for the surprising simplicity of some really profound concepts to keep you hooked.
Absolutely. Let's get started.
So, let's dive in. Opening and overarching aim, paragraph 1. Okay, we're going to start by reading the first paragraph of the letter. This is from the National Spiritual Assembly for the Feast of Kamál, dated July 31st, 2025.
Let's hear it.
Dearly loved friends, the National Spiritual Assembly continues to receive heartwarming and encouraging news of efforts being undertaken in clusters throughout the country towards the overarching aim of the current series of plans, the release of the society-building powers of the faith in ever greater measures. In the most advanced neighborhoods, these powers are, as the Universal House of Justice asserted last Ridvan, becoming more visible as a vibrant and transformative pattern of Baha'i life is embraced by a growing company of galvanized souls.
Galvanized souls, powerful phrase.
Isn't it? Then it says, in contrast with the destructive forces now operating in our society, this work creates connections, blossoming into dynamic relationships among families, among neighbors, among youth, and among all who are ready to be protagonists in this glorious undertaking.
Wow. Okay.
So this opening statement, it mentions heartwarming and encouraging news and points straight to this overarching aim of the current series of plans. Could you elaborate on what this overarching aim truly means? Especially, why is it so incredibly significant right now in 2025? It sounds like a foundational concept.
It absolutely is. Foundational is the right word. The overarching aim is precisely what the letter states, and it's drawn directly from the guidance of the Universal House of Justice, which, as you know, is the elected international governing body of the Baha'i faith.
Right.
That aim is the release of the society-building powers of the faith in ever greater measures. Now, this isn't, strictly speaking, a new concept. It's been a foundational element for quite a while.
Yeah.
But its emphasis right now speaks volumes about a critical stage in the historical progression of the Baha'i plans for, global community building. For decades, the Baha'i community was focused heavily on individual spiritual growth, expanding its reach.
Building the foundations.
Exactly, building those foundations. Now, the emphasis has decisively shifted towards demonstrating the collective power of the faith, its power to shape and uplift society.
So moving beyond the individual focus.
Precisely, society-building powers. That term inherently implies a constructive unifying force, a force that can actually get at the deep-seated issues plaguing humanity right at their roots. It's about moving from individual transformation, which is still vital, of course, to collective transformation, and from isolated efforts to systemic change within communities, proving, really, that a new way of life is actually possible.
That's a powerful distinction. It makes me wonder, though, what are some common misconceptions people might have about what community building truly entails, especially with this shift to focusing on society-building powers? Does it get misunderstood?
Oh, absolutely. That's an excellent question. I think one common misconception is that community building is simply about, organizing events or programs, or maybe just bringing together people who already agree on everything.
Yeah, the easy stuff.
Kind of. But what's truly profound here, I think, is the underlying insight that real societal change. It isn't just about top-down decrees or political revolutions or big institutions doing things.
Okay.
It's about the consistent micro-level acts of unity and service in our everyday lives. It's this almost radical idea that the most potent societal force might actually be a shared garden, or lending a hand to a neighbor, or a simple prayer gathering, not solely grand declarations from on high.
That's quite a perspective shift.
It really is. This letter is essentially telling us, don't wait for the world to fix itself. Start building prototypes for a better world right in your own neighborhood. And that collective action is the transformation. It's a grassroots movement, not just, a set of instructions.
And building on that, the Universal House of Justice asserted last Ridvan, that's the Bahá'í festival marking Bahá'u'llah's declaration, that a vibrant and transformative pattern of Bahá'í life is becoming visible. I'm really curious, what does that tangibly look like on the ground in people's lives?
Right, that's where the rubber meets the road, isn't it? This emerging pattern is fundamentally different from, as the NSA puts it, the destructive forces now operating in our society. And while we always approach this impartially, we can all recognize these destructive forces in a general sense. Things like increasing polarization, rampant materialism, social fragmentation, disunity. Trends that actively undermine the very fabric of society.
Things we see every day, unfortunately.
We do. The Baha'i pattern, though, in stark contrast, offers a tangible, unifying alternative. The letter describes it beautifully, how this work creates connections, blossoming into dynamic relationships among families, among neighbors, among youth, and among all who are ready to be protagonists in this glorious undertaking. This emphasizes the organic, grassroots nature of the transformation. It's not top-down. It's about building genuine, meaningful relationships from the ground up, fostering environments where people naturally come together and support one another, driven by shared spiritual principles.
So it's like nurturing something.
Exactly. It's seeing society as a living organism where every healthy cell contributes to the vitality of the whole.
So if we take this overarching aim and sort of bring it down to our individual lives, how does understanding this grand vision empower your efforts, the listeners' efforts, right in your own community? What might it truly mean for you to be a protagonist in this undertaking, not just an observer?
That's a key question. To be a protagonist means being an active participant, a co-creator of this new reality. It's not passive.
Right.
It means recognizing that your daily actions, your conversations, your relationships, they're all part of this larger process of building a new pattern of life. It's about consciously fostering connections, bridging divides, contributing to a sense of shared purpose within your immediate sphere.
Like small actions adding up.
Precisely. For example, if you see a need in your neighborhood, maybe acting on it with others rather than just waiting for someone else to step in.
Taking initiative.
Yes. It's realizing that every act of kindness, every effort to invite someone to a devotional gathering, every time you help a neighbor, you're not just performing a good deed in isolation, you are actively releasing those society-building powers the letter talks about. It's about stepping into that role with intention, with enthusiasm, knowing that your seemingly small acts contribute to something profoundly significant, like a single thread in a beautiful tapestry. Each one is essential. 2, a living testimony. The transformative pattern in action. Paragraphs 2 to 4.
Okay, so the letter then dives into a really compelling example.
Mm-hmm.
A recently received report describing a pattern of community life that has emerged over several years. This isn't just theory, it's like a living, breathing testimony. Let's hear more from the letter itself.
It sounds fascinating.
It is. It says, one recently received report describes in similar terms a pattern of community life that has emerged over the course of several years. The following excerpt serves as testimony to the profound spiritual transformation that is now underway. When the core activities happen in the context of our relationships and being in each other's lives, as we celebrate life's milestones together, help one another through hardships, visit one another in our homes, create opportunities to pray with one another, the bonds and ties between hearts strengthen, and the overall effect is the weaving ever tighter of a strong pattern of community life.
That's beautifully put. Weaving ever tighter.
Isn't it? It continues. Over the last 4 years, many members of an extended family have participated, along with 2 resident Baha'i families and many others in the immediate neighborhood, in children's classes, junior youth groups, study circles, and devotional gatherings.
Okay, so a real mix of people.
A real mix. And then there's this incredible list of interactions. In context of community life, families celebrate life events together, utilize each other's homes and properties, lend each other money and tools, fundraise to help one another in times of need, visit one another to share information, pray together, socialize, cultivate gardens together, share plants, and enjoy the collective harvests, bring food to each other as gifts, sell food to each other to earn money, ask each other for advice in times of difficulty, help each other with legal and other troubles, and many other types of interactions too numerous to list.
Wow. That's deep integration.
It really is. And it finishes. And all of this in the context of a group of friends, many of whom don't speak one another's languages and who come from various cultural and religious backgrounds of different socioeconomic reality.
Incredible. Just incredible.
So the excerpt states, when the core activities happen in the context of our relationships and being in each other's lives. Why is this context, this backdrop of deep personal relationships, so absolutely crucial for the core activities? You know, the children's classes, junior youth groups, study circles, devotionals. Why do they need that relationship context to truly thrive and make a difference? What happens if it isn't there?
That's a really insightful question, because the core activities, and just to remind listeners, we're talking about children's classes for moral education, junior youth groups empowering young teens with service and character development, study circles exploring spiritual texts and their application, and devotional gatherings for prayer and reflection.
Right, the pillars.
They are the structure of elements, the pillars, yes.
Yeah.
But without that underlying fabric of genuine personal relationships, they really risk becoming just programs, maybe even feeling detached or, obligatory.
Like just checking boxes.
Exactly. The letter explicitly states that when these activities are embedded within the context of shared lives, celebrate life's milestones together, help one another through hardships, visit one another in our homes, create opportunities to pray with one another, they transform. They go from being programs to being expressions of love and unity.
Okay.
These shared experiences are what truly strengthen the bonds and ties between hearts, leading to that weaving ever tighter of a strong pattern of community life. It means integrating spiritual education and collective worship into the organic flow of daily life.
Do they feel natural?
They feel less like formal events and more like natural extensions of deep, caring connections. If that context isn't there, well, the activities might still happen on paper, but they'd likely lack that vital, life-giving current of authentic relationship. They become tasks, perhaps, rather than expressions of a shared life.
And the letter describes the participants. Many members of an extended family, 2 resident Baha'i families, and many others in the immediate neighborhood.
So what does this tell us about the organic growth of this community? It certainly doesn't sound like it's just Baha'is inviting other Baha'is to sort of exclusive gatherings.
No, not at all. And what's fascinating here is precisely that natural, inclusive expansion. It goes beyond just declared Baha'is.
Yeah.
It really shows the magnetizing power of genuine community life.
Magnetizing, I like that.
When a community truly embodies principles like unity, service, and love, it naturally attracts others, regardless of their background or formal affiliation. The fact that it includes many members of an extended family and many others in the immediate neighborhood speaks to an organic, authentic growth.
It just happens.
It emanates from the quality of the relationships and the spirit of the community itself. It's a testament to the Baha'i principle of unity and diversity, where shared purpose and mutual affection transcend labels and draw people in.
It's not really about converting people in a forceful way, but about creating a space so vibrant and welcoming that others are just naturally drawn to participate and contribute. It's like a vibrant garden. You don't force seeds to grow, you cultivate the soil and they flourish.
That's a great analogy. And the list of interactions mentioned, it's incredibly detailed. Utilize each other's homes and properties, lend each other money and tools, fundraise, visit, Pray together, socialize, cultivate gardens together, share plants, bring food, sell food, ask for advice, help with legal troubles. This is so much more than just a casual neighborhood gathering.
Really is.
It sounds like this community isn't just about sharing spiritual insights, but also about, knowing who to call when you've accidentally locked yourself out or need to borrow a specific tool. What does this level of practical daily interdependence signify for building a truly cohesive community?
That's a great way to put it. It's practical unity in action. These seemingly mundane acts, lending tools or sharing food, when you take them all together, they are actually profound expressions of solidarity, trust, and mutual support.
More than just being nice.
Oh, much more. They go far beyond superficial neighborliness. This level of interdependence signifies a community where members are genuinely invested in each other's well-being, where resources are shared, burdens are lightened, joys are multiplied. It means that spiritual principles like generosity, justice, service, they aren't just abstract ideals discussed in a study circle, they're operationalized in every facet of daily life.
Lived principles.
Exactly. When you're lending money or sharing tools or helping someone navigate legal troubles, you're building a foundation of trust that can withstand real challenges. It creates a robust social safety net, demonstrating a practical model for how a community can function harmoniously and resiliently. It fosters a deep sense of belonging and collective responsibility.
It really sounds like the fabric of community life they mentioned.
It is. Durable, adaptable, and woven from countless threads of mutual care.
And crucially, the letter highlights the diversity, many of whom don't speak one another's languages and who come from various cultural and religious backgrounds and different socioeconomic realities. Okay, so what does this all mean for bridging the deep divides in a society that is often fractured by these very differences, language, culture, economic status? How do they manage that?
Well, this raises a really important question, doesn't it? How does such a diverse group overcome these significant barriers, language, culture, socioeconomic realities, to achieve such profound unity?
Yeah, how?
The answer, I believe, lies in the power of shared purpose and spiritual principles to serve as a common language. When people are united by a sincere desire to serve humanity, to draw closer to God, and to build a better world, these perceived differences become secondary.
They fade into the background.
They do, or rather, they become part of the richness, not barriers. People learn to communicate through acts of service, through shared experiences of joy and hardship, and through the universal language of love and compassion.
Actions speaking louder than words.
Precisely. This practical unity becomes a powerful model for society at large. It demonstrates that differences don't have to be sources of division. They can actually be sources of strength and beauty when channeled through a unifying framework of spiritual principles. It's an active, lived example of unity and diversity, not just a theoretical concept. It really challenges that pervasive notion that we can only connect with those who are like us.
Thinking about your own neighborhoods and communities then, given everything we've just discussed, what specific steps could you take? How can you weave such a strong, diverse pattern of community life? How can everyday interactions become intentional acts of community building, moving beyond just, polite waves?
It really could start small. Maybe genuinely getting to know a neighbor you haven't spoken to much beyond a quick hello.
Taking that first step.
Exactly. Perhaps sharing a meal from your own culture. Or offering practical help with a small task. You notice they might need assistance with carrying groceries, maybe.
Simple things.
Simple, practical things. It might involve initiating a weekly devotional gathering in your home, explicitly open to everyone, creating a space for shared spiritual reflection with no agenda beyond upliftment.
Creating that space.
Or it could be as humble as cultivating a small communal garden patch with neighbors, sharing the work, and then enjoying the harvest together. The key, I think, is moving beyond superficial pleasantries and actively seeking opportunities for mutual support, shared purpose, and authentic connection.
Being deliberate.
Yes, remembering that every interaction is an opportunity to strengthen the bonds that form the very fabric of community. It's about being deliberate in extending yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone just a little. 3. A father's profound testimony, paragraph 5.
What truly brings this idea of community life into vivid reality, I think, is an incredible anecdote later in the letter. It describes a moment where one father, reflecting on his neighborhood, just perfectly sums up the profound transformation he's witnessed. Let's hear his powerful words from the letter.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this.
It says, "One father in the community summed up the relationships between these families in the most honorable and beautiful way. During a devotional gathering that he was hosting in his home, this man stood up and spoke about our neighborhood. He said, in my home country, people help each other, but they don't mix with people who are not like them. When we came to this country, I thought it would be different, but it is the same. People don't associate with others who are not like them. But in our neighborhood, it is different. We are here together. We all help each other. Everyone cares for each other, and we all help each other draw closer to God.
Wow. That is incredibly powerful.
Isn't it? This anecdote from the father, it just brings the report to life. He spoke about his home country, then about coming to the U.S., observing a similar lack of mixing. But then he says, but in our neighborhood, it is different. We're here together. We all help each other. Everyone cares for each other, and we all help each other draw closer to God. What makes this statement so powerful and profound, especially against the backdrop of his observations about society generally?
The father's observation is incredibly astute, isn't it? And it resonates with a pervasive societal tendency towards segregation, which, as he rightly notes, exists across many different cultures and even in new environments.
It seems universal, sadly.
It often does. His statement, people don't mix with people who are not like them, describes a fundamental challenge that contributes to division and misunderstanding in countless societies today.
Right.
What makes his testimony so powerful is that the community he's describing offers a tangible, living alternative to this norm. It's not just an abstract ideal, it's a lived reality where differences in language, culture, socioeconomic status, they're being transcended by genuine connection and mutual care.
It's actually happening.
Yes. It highlights that the longing for unity and belonging is universal, and that when the right environment is created, one based on shared spiritual principles and service, people naturally gravitate towards it, irrespective of their backgrounds. It's a powerful affirmation of the Baha'i approach to community building. It demonstrates it's not just theory, it's a blueprint that actually works.
And the father's final phrase, and we all help each other draw closer to God. That's particularly striking. How does this spiritual dimension elevate the community described? How does it take it beyond just, social cohesion or even just good neighborliness? What's the profound shift there?
Oh, the spiritual dimension is absolutely key. It's the very essence, I would say, that transforms ordinary social interaction into something profound and lasting.
The secret sauce?
Perhaps. When individuals come together with the shared spiritual purpose of drawing closer to God, it provides the deepest and most enduring bond imaginable. It means the acts of helping, caring, mixing. They aren't just about being nice or practical. They become acts of worship, expressions of love for God through service to humanity. The shared spiritual aspiration enables diverse individuals to transcend their differences, to forgive shortcomings, and to find common ground in their deepest devotion.
It fuels everything else.
It really does. It's not simply about building a functional social unit. It's about everyone lifting each other up spiritually. The community itself becomes a vehicle for transformation for both individuals and the group. This is what truly differentiates a Baha'i-inspired community from, say, other benevolent social groups. It's driven by a divine purpose, not just human goodwill alone.
This story offers such a compelling vision for our own lives. How might you, the listener, foster environments where people from all backgrounds feel genuinely together, truly seen, and inspired to draw closer to the divine? What does care for each other really look like when it extends across those perceived divides? Language, culture, economic status, rather than just staying within your comfort zone?
I think it means actively dismantling our own preconceived notions about others, approaching every interaction with a spirit of humility and learning.
Being open.
Exactly. It could involve hosting multicultural potlucks, where everyone brings a dish from their heritage, a fun, simple way to share and appreciate differences. Or maybe organizing a community service project that brings people of different backgrounds together for a common purpose, building bonds through shared effort, and achieving something tangible together.
Working side by side.
Yes. And when it comes to caring for each other, it means moving beyond generalized empathy to specific acts of support that address real needs. Maybe offering translation help to a new neighbor, sharing job leads you hear about, or simply listening without judgment to someone navigating a difficult time.
Really being present for them.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that diversity isn't a barrier to overcome, but a richness to embrace, and that the spiritual dimension is the catalyst that allows truly diverse hearts to unite in that common pursuit of the divine. 4. Havens in the midst of storms. Paragraph 6 in UHJ quote.
Let's continue with the letter's powerful progression. It now talks about this expanding nucleus of friends, it says.
Okay.
This expanding nucleus of friends. inspired by our connections to each other and to our Creator, is advancing together and creating a haven where more and more friends can find refuge from the storms that rage and threaten all of us equally.
A haven, refuge from the storms?
Yeah, and then it quotes the Universal House of Justice. Even as a tempest rages in the world, wrote the Universal House of Justice, the havens that will shelter humanity are being built in countries, regions, and clusters. But there is much to do.
Much to do, that phrase again.
It really stands out. So the letter speaks of this expanding nucleus of friends, creating a haven and offering refuge from the storms that rage and threaten all of us equally. Could you elaborate on what exactly these storms the letter is referring to might be? And why is the concept of a haven so critically important in our current global climate, particularly now in 2025? It feels incredibly relevant.
It absolutely is relevant. The storms. Well, they refer to those universal challenges that affect all of humanity, really transcending political ideologies or geographical borders.
Not just one group's problems.
Not at all. These are the societal forces that create instability, fear, division on a massive scale. Think about increasing global conflicts and the pervasive sense of insecurity they generate.
That's certainly present.
Definitely. Consider the economic anxieties impacting families everywhere, leading to stress, uncertainty. There's also the issue of social fragmentation, where communities splinter along ideological lines, leaving individuals feeling isolated, disconnected.
The polarization we see.
Exactly. We also see a widespread mental health crisis, and of course the profound environmental challenges threatening our shared planet. The letter emphasizes these storms threaten all of us equally, rich or poor, from any country or background. They aren't partisan issues. There are shared human struggles demanding a collective, unified response that goes beyond, conventional approaches.
Okay, so those are the storms?
Yeah.
What about the havens? Why are they so significant?
The profound significance of havens becomes really clear in that context. These are not just isolated pockets of peace or places where Baha'is simply retreat from the world and ignore its problems. That's a misconception.
Okay. They're not bubbles.
Not at all. If we connect this to the bigger picture, these havens are spaces of spiritual and social resilience. They're designed not only to withstand the chaos, but also to actively transform it.
Transform it? How?
Well, imagine a community grappling with economic hardship. A haven wouldn't just be a place to pray together, though that's vital. It would also be a place where people actively share resources, maybe pool skills, to find local jobs, collectively address challenges like food insecurity, and offer mutual emotional and practical support when despair threatens.
Practical spirituality again.
Precisely. They are prototypes for a new world order, demonstrating how unity, mutual support, and spiritual principles can withstand and even transform the pressures of a chaotic society. They offer a tangible vision of what a truly unified and peaceful world could look like.
So they provide both spiritual refuge and practical solutions.
Yes, for navigating these turbulent times, they are like a living laboratory for the future, proving that cooperation and compassion can be the bedrock of a thriving society, even when the world outside feels like it's crumbling and trust is eroding. They're about creating micro-societies that function based on principles of unity and justice, right here, right now, wherever people are.
And then we get to that powerful quote from the Universal House of Justice. Even as the tempest rages in the world, the havens are being built. But there is much to do. The much to do part really sticks with you, doesn't it? What's implied there for the listener, for us, for every individual who hears that phrase?
That phrase, but there is much to do. It's such a powerful call to action. It resonates deeply because it shifts from just observing the progress to a direct imperative.
A command, almost.
In a sense, yes. It implies that while significant progress has been made and these havens are emerging, the work is far from complete. It suggests that building these havens requires continued sustained effort, a scaling up of activity, and a deepening of our understanding and capacity.
We can't rest on our laurels.
Exactly. It's a clear statement that building this new world isn't a passive process where we just wait for the storms to pass. It's an ongoing, vital undertaking that requires sustained dedication from every individual and every community. It's a reminder that while the vision is incredibly inspiring, its realization depends on the conscious, active contributions of each one of us. It signals that this is not a time for complacency, but for redoubled commitment and joyful participation. We are all invited to roll up our sleeves, so to speak.
So as you reflect on this, how can your actions, listener, however small they might seem, contribute to building these essential havens right where you are? How can you specifically offer refuge to those around you who may be feeling the intense effects of these global storms? Perhaps a neighbor, a colleague, even a family member.
It could be as straightforward as consciously creating a welcoming and inclusive atmosphere in your own home, making it a place where anyone feels comfortable sharing their joys and sorrows, regardless of their background.
Creating a safe space.
Absolutely. It might involve initiating a regular devotional gathering with your neighbors, providing that space for spiritual upliftment amidst the daily pressures. Or it could be lending a compassionate ear to someone struggling with anxiety or loneliness.
Just listening.
Just listening, yes. Offering practical help, perhaps, like connecting them to resources if you know of any, or simply embodying a spirit of calm and hope when others feel overwhelmed. Every act that fosters unity, offers support, and uplifts spirits contributes to the building of these havens.
Every little bit helps weave that fabric.
It does. It's about being a consistent source of light and stability in your immediate sphere of influence, however small that sphere might seem. Enduring guidance and the spreading light. Abdu'l-Bahá quote.
To underscore this profound mission, this journey ahead, the letter then brings in the beloved master, Abdu'l-Bahá. And his words are truly powerful, painting such a vivid picture. Let's read this deeply moving passage.
Oh, yes. Guidance from Abdu'l-Bahá is always profound.
It truly is, he says. Wherefore must the loved ones of God laboriously, with the waters of their striving, tend and nourish and foster this tree of hope. In whatsoever land they dwell, let them with a whole heart befriend and be companions to those who are either close to them or far removed.
Befriend close and far.
Yes. Let them with qualities like unto those of heaven promote the institutions and the religion of God. Let them never lose heart, never be despondent, never feel afflicted. The more antagonism they meet, the more let them show their own good faith. The more torments and calamities they have to face, the more generously let them pass around the bounteous cup. Such is the spirit which will become the life of the world. Such is the spreading light at its heart.
Just breathtaking. The bounteous cup.
Right. So Abdu'l-Bahá says we must laboriously, with the waters of their striving, tend and nourish and foster this tree of hope. What exactly is this tree of hope, and what does it mean to tend to it with our striving, with the waters of our effort? It evokes such a beautiful organic image.
It really does. The tree of hope is this beautiful metaphor for, well, the burgeoning Baha'i community itself, but also, more broadly, for the new civilization that is gradually emerging from its efforts.
The future world.
A civilization founded on unity, justice, and peace. It's a living, growing entity that represents the promise of a better future for all humanity. To tend and nourish and foster this tree with the waters of their striving means its growth isn't automatic. It's not effortless.
It takes work, laborious work.
Yes, it requires consistent, dedicated, and often challenging effort. The waters of their striving represent all our acts of service, our heartfelt prayers, our continuous learning, our efforts to share the Baha'i teachings with others in a loving way, our perseverance when things get tough.
Sticking with it,
and our continuous efforts to build capacity and strengthen those community bonds we talked about. It's an active, patient, and loving cultivation. It recognizes that profound spiritual and social growth takes time, sustained energy, and deep commitment.
So we're like gardeners for this tree.
In a way, yes. It's a powerful reminder that we are co-creators, partners in this divine process of bringing about a new day for humanity.
And then that directive that follows. In whatsoever land they dwell, let them with a whole heart befriend and be companions to those who are either close to them or far removed. Let them, with qualities like unto those of heaven, promote the institutions and the religion of God. This isn't just about internal community cohesion, is it? It feels much bigger, a universal, expansive outreach that demands something profound from us.
You're absolutely right. This is a powerful command for universal, active love that reaches far, far beyond any internal circle. Befriend and be companions to those who are either close to them or far removed. That's a direct call to break down all artificial barriers.
All of them.
Cultural, social, religious, national, all of them. To embrace everyone with an open, sincere heart. It means transcending superficial differences and actively seeking genuine connection with all of humanity, seeing everyone as a potential friend and companion on this journey.
Seeing the humanity in everyone.
Exactly. And crucially, it instructs us to promote the institutions and the religion of God, not through, aggressive proselytizing or just intellectual arguments, but with qualities like unto those of heaven.
Qualities like unto heaven. What does that mean practically?
It refers to embodying virtues, kindness, trustworthiness, honesty, compassion, purity of motive, justice, unwavering integrity in our daily lives. It is by demonstrating the transformative power of Baha'i principles through our character and actions that we truly promote the faith.
Living the life.
Living the life. Proving its efficacy by living its ideals. It's an authentic invitation through example, making the message attractive through the lives of its adherents. And that is far more powerful than words alone, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And the encouragement to persevere is so profound. Let them never lose heart, never be despondent, never feel afflicted. The more antagonism they meet, the more let them show their own good faith. The more torments and calamities they have to face, the more generously let them pass round the bounteous cup. This is it's a profound call to resilience and even to find joy right in the face of challenges. What is this bounteous cup, and why is it so incredibly important to pass it round, especially when things are difficult?
Well, losing heart or becoming despondent, in the Baha'i view, it's seen as counterproductive to building God's kingdom on earth. It's a state that stifles progress. It dims one's inner light.
It stuffs the work.
It can, yes. The bounteous cup, then, symbolizes the spiritual bounties, the joy, the profound insights, the inner resilience, the transformative power inherent in the Baha'i teachings and way of life. It is the spiritual strength and certainty that comes from connecting with God and serving humanity. It's like a wellspring of inner peace and fortitude.
Okay, so it's an inner resource.
An inner, inexhaustible resource. To pass it round means to share these blessings, these insights, this spirit of unity and hope with others, particularly when faced with adversity. It's about responding to antagonism, not with anger or despair, but with even greater love, good faith, patience, generosity.
Turning the other cheek almost, but actively offering something positive.
Exactly. It's a testament to unwavering faith and love in action, showing the world that even amidst the darkest moments, the Spirit of God provides an inexhaustible source of hope and joy that can be shared with everyone. It's about transforming opposition into an opportunity for an even greater demonstration of divine attributes, proving that love truly is stronger than hate.
And the result of all this striving, this resilience, this generosity, Abdu'l-Bahá declares, such is the spirit which will become the life of the world, such is the spreading light at its heart. Wow. So what does this all mean for the enduring influence of this message on Baha'is today, and indeed on the world at large as we look to the future?
This final line, it beautifully connects all the threads we've been discussing, doesn't it? It means that the spirit of resilience, universal love, dedicated service, unwavering faith, it's not merely a set of individual virtues tucked away.
Really?
It's a dynamic collective force, a force that has the potential to animate and revitalize the entire world. This spreading light is the collective manifestation of these qualities within communities, those havens we spoke of, acting as a beacon that draws humanity towards unity and peace.
A beacon of hope.
Truly. It emphasizes that the ultimate purpose of Baha'i endeavors isn't just internal growth or creating a comfortable spiritual life for a select few. It's the spiritual and social transformation of the entire planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reminder that by embodying the spirit, by living these principles, we become active agents in ushering in a new era for humanity, an era where light will literally suffuse the entire country and eventually the entire world, as the NSA prays later. It's a vision of profound global impact born from countless individual acts of love and striving.
Thinking about this powerful call from Abdu'l-Bahá then, how can you, the listener, truly embody this spirit of resilience and generosity in your daily life, especially when you encounter antagonism or face unexpected challenges? What does it mean for you to pass round the bounteous cup in your unique circumstances this week, maybe?
It means consciously seeing every challenge not as just a setback, but as an opportunity to demonstrate higher virtues.
Like framing it.
Exactly. When someone is critical or misunderstands your intentions, instead of reacting defensively, you might try responding with greater understanding and patience, choosing love over defensiveness.
Which is hard.
It is incredibly hard, but it's the striving. When you witness despair in your community, you could share a hopeful prayer, a comforting word, or simply offer practical assistance without judgment. Passing the bounty's cup could be as simple as maintaining your own inner spiritual joy and calm amidst chaos.
Holding on to that peace.
And allowing that peace to radiate outwards, influencing those around you, even subtly. It's about remembering the vast spiritual resources you possess within yourself, that very spirit that can become the life of the world, and generously sharing them. Recognizing that your inner state and outward actions can be a powerful gift to a world desperately in need. 6. NSA's concluding prayer and call final paragraph.
The letter that concludes with this powerful prayer and call to action.
Let's hear the final words.
We ardently pray for divine confirmations to descend upon every one of you, and that the light you spread will soon suffuse the entire country.
A beautiful closing. Divine confirmations and light suffusing the country.
Exactly. The letter concludes with this powerful prayer for divine confirmations and for the light you spread to suffuse the entire country. What's the profound significance of this concluding statement, especially in the context of everything we've discussed? The havens, the society-building powers, Abdu'l-Bahá's encouragement. It feels like both a blessing and a renewed charge.
It is exactly that, a blessing and a powerful renewed charge. This concluding prayer is deeply significant because it reiterates that essential partnership between human effort and divine grace.
We don't do it alone.
Precisely. Divine confirmations signify God's assistance, his spiritual empowerment, his blessings descending upon the sincere efforts undertaken by the friends. It's a prayer that all the endeavors to build these vibrant, transformative communities, these havens in the storm, will bear abundant fruit and be divinely guided and strengthened. It's an acknowledgement that while we strive with all our might, laboriously, as Abdu'l-Bahá said, it is God's grace that ultimately ensures success.
That's reassuring.
It is. And the imagery of light suffusing the entire country, it speaks to the ultimate vision. Not just scattered pockets of peace, but a unified, spiritually vibrant society where the principles of the faith permeate every aspect of life.
A complete transformation.
Yes. It reinforces that the letter isn't just a report card on progress. It's a source of profound encouragement, a reaffirmation of purpose, and a powerful call to continued action for every single Baha'i. It emphasizes the active, indispensable role of individuals in realizing this grand vision for the entire nation. It reminds us that we are all instruments of a greater purpose.
So bringing it all home for you, the listener.
Yeah.
What does this all mean for you as you continue your own journey of learning and contributing to building a better world, particularly in these often turbulent times?
I think it means recognizing that you are an integral, vital part of this global endeavor. Your contributions, however humble they may feel in isolation, are truly vital to the unfolding of this grand spiritual plan for humanity.
Every person matters.
Every single person matters. It's about carrying this vision of building havens, of spreading light into your daily life, into your interactions, into your community efforts, knowing that divine confirmations are promised to those who strive with sincerity and love. It's about becoming a conscious architect of a new civilization, one interaction and one community at a time, knowing that your efforts are part of something much, much larger than yourself.
And as we consider these havens being built in the midst of global storms, maybe a final thought to leave with you is, what is the most challenging yet ultimately perhaps the most rewarding aspect of genuinely building community with those who are not like them?
That's a deep question to ponder.
Or maybe think about this. If this spreading light is to truly suffuse the entire country, what's one specific tangible step you could take this week, starting today, to contribute to that light in your immediate circle? Let that thought sit with you.
Outro. Wow, what an incredible deep dive we've had today. Just unpacking the powerful insights contained in the National Spiritual Assembly's Feast of Kamál letter for 2025. It truly feels like a guiding light for our times, offering both, profound vision and really practical guidance.
Indeed. Communications like this from the National Spiritual Assembly offer not just enduring relevance, but also truly practical guidance for how to navigate our complex world and build a better future, one unified community at a time. It's a reminder, isn't it, that every action counts.
It really is. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into these profound sources. It's always a privilege to share this journey of discovery with you.
And we hope you feel even more well-informed and perhaps inspired to be a protagonist in your own community, seeing the potential for transformation right where you are. We definitely invite you to join us again for our next deep dive, where we'll unpack new sources and explore even more fascinating topics. Until then, please remember that your engagement really helps us bring these vital conversations to more people.
It really does.
So please take a moment to subscribe, like, maybe comment with your thoughts on what resonated with you today, and share this deep dive with others who you think might benefit from its insights.
Spread the light, so to speak.
Exactly. And for those of you who wish to support the channel's continued growth and ensure we can keep bringing you more deep dives like this one, we're thrilled to announce that YouTube channel memberships are now available.
That's great news.
Your support truly makes a difference in our ability to produce this content. We really appreciate it. We can't wait to connect with you all again very soon.
Looking forward to it.